To create an intentional shift from thinking about what we can do as adults to thinking about how we can engage students in active outdoor play and learning, let's bridge our experiences. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Take a few deep breaths and softly shift your attention to an early happy memory of playing outside. Pause the video and write about or draw your memory. Now let's talk about kids. Childhood obesity is an increasingly serious problem in the United States. Nearly 1 in 5 children have obesity, and children with obesity are more likely to develop other serious health problems, including heart disease and type 2 diabetes. They are also more likely to suffer from anxiety, depression, and low self esteem. That is a disturbing statistic, but it's not surprising when you consider that children are only spending a meager 4 to 7 minutes a day playing outside. Instead of being active outdoors, they are, as many of us are these days, in front of a screen, often for over 7 hours a day. Yikes! It is recommended that children get at least 120 minutes of active play a day. Think back to how much moderate intensity aerobic activity is recommended for adults. Do you recall what's recommended for each day? About 20 to 30 minutes. That means for each half hour of active play our students need 2 hours. Let's talk about why. My friend and mentor, Aaron Kenny, famously said, "Children can't bounce off the walls if you take away the walls." The onset of the pandemic was an impetus to move learning outdoors for many indoor centers. In addition to providing a safer way for early learning and childcare centers to be in person, outside play was one of the Department of Health's guidelines for childcare, youth development, and day camps during the COVID-19 outbreak because of the many opportunities offered by spending time outside playing and learning. Pause the video and take a moment to write down some of the benefits to outdoor active play and learning that you've observed with your students already. What do you already know to be true? In addition to all the same health benefits afforded to adults, you might be interested to learn that children who play outdoors are also less likely to be nearsighted. According to researchers, direct exposure to bright, natural light outside may stimulate developing eyes in important ways. Plus, children who are diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD, and who play regularly in outdoor environments with lots of green, for example, open grassy fields, places with trees, these kids have milder ADHD symptoms than those who play indoors or in prefabricated environments such as playgrounds with stationary equipment. Another fact you'll want to share with skeptics, especially those who fear that the divergence from formal education methods will negatively impact indoor school readiness, is that early childhood education learning and development outcomes are supported and enhanced by outdoor play in many ways. Ever growing research and my own personal observations and experience show us that outdoors, children's creativity and imaginations are constantly sparked, and their innate curiosity is inspired by all the wondrous things they encounter. Being outdoors improves children's awareness, reasoning, and observation skills, and has a positive effect on their ability to focus and pay attention, just like it does for adults. Another benefit is that social interactions between children increase when they're outdoors, while competition for limited resources decreases. And they have so many opportunities to make decisions, solve problems, and collaborate with peers, which also promotes language and communication skills. Another benefit to being active outdoors is fostering children's connection to nature, which supports their sense of connection to place and to themselves. They begin to regard the plants and animals, the insects and birds, as part of a community we all belong to. And it's critical that they are allowed to develop this connection at an early age because the positive experiences they have in nature during early childhood can support their comfort level outdoors, their ability to find peace and solace in nature, and the ways they come to value and care for the natural environment as they get older and throughout their lives. Let's review. Kids enjoy all the same health benefits as adults, and children who play outdoors are less likely to be nearsighted. Kids with ADHD who play where there's lots of green have milder ADHD symptoms. Early childhood education learning and development outcomes are enhanced. Kids' creativity and imaginations are constantly sparked, while their innate sense of curiosity is inspired. Being outdoors in active play improves children's awareness, reasoning, and observation skills. Outdoor play provides conditions for improved social interactions and fosters a sense of connection to nature and a sense of belonging. Let's pause again. And if you haven't already, write or type your response to the question: what is most important to you in offering more outdoor play and learning for your students? We always want to be grounded in our why for doing a thing, so be clear about yours. In 2005, Richard Louv coined the phrase nature deficit disorder, which describes the negative impacts of children spending less time outdoors. As I mentioned earlier, most children in the United States are currently spending more than 7 hours a day with different forms of media. And according to the American Association of Physicians, screen time should be limited to 2 hours a day. This infographic, which is available to download, can be found in the references and resources section at the bottom of the webpage. The poster highlights some of the dangers of childhood obesity in the United States, such as asthma and diabetes. It also notes that people of the global majority and low-income children are disproportionately affected, which is not surprising when you consider some of the effects of redlining, such as reduced or non-existent green spaces in marginalized neighborhoods, as well as food deserts, where you can find fast food on every corner, but fresh veggies are much harder to come by. And let's not forget that if a Black, Brown, Asian, Pacific Islander, or other person of color does choose to go, say, birding in a park, or out for a run, or a Black child plays with a toy gun in a park, they are literally risking their lives. This reality needs to be highlighted because an important part of our role as early childhood educators is creating safe and equitable access to the benefits of outdoor active play and learning. As a related side note, I want to point out that I changed the wording here from minority because melanated people are, in fact, people of the global majority, a term coined by Rosemary Campbell Stevens through her work on leadership preparation within the school sector. These statistics on childhood obesity are indeed disheartening. But look at the good news. All the benefits we've discussed already. And studies show that just by spending more time outside, children will engage in greater activity. You might consider printing this poster for your classroom to inspire conversation with families, colleagues, school leaders, and other community members. Okay, you have taken in quite a bit of information, so let's pause for a break. For this mindful movement break, I invite you to engage your senses as you reflect on all the benefits of outdoor active play and learning for your students. If possible, go outside and begin with a quick check-in. Does your body need peace and rest, or movement and expression? If you need peace and rest, find a sit spot. With eyes open or closed, breathe deeply and notice what you smell and hear. Take as much time as you can and would like. When you return to the video for this lesson, notice the effect on your ability to focus and pay attention. If you need movement and expression, begin with a full body shake or stretch or both. Then go on a treasure hunt. Take as much time as you can and would like. Search for anything you consider to be a treasure. A stone, a fallen branch covered in lichen and moss, an eagle flying overhead, or stunning flowers. Not all treasures need to be physically collected, you know. And once your treasure trove is stocked, consider how your creativity and imagination have been sparked, how your innate curiosity has been inspired by all the wondrous things you encountered. After your break, continue with the video. Welcome back. Before we move on to the next lesson, discussing how we address some of the barriers to getting outside, let's watch a very short film created by the National Center on Quality Teaching and Learning to see some ways successful outdoor play and learning look in action. As you watch the clip, please make note of anything that stands out for you.
In your role as an early childhood educator, you make choices almost every day about learning experiences that affect educational outcomes for children. This video presents information about some of those choices. It shows you how to use the natural world as a learning tool to improve outcomes for the young ones in your room. You will see how to create and maximize opportunities for children to interact with nature. Intentional planning for nature-based learning can make a big difference for children. Research suggests that spending time outside and interacting with outdoor elements can enhance a young child's health and readiness for school. Let's look at how some teachers use nature in their daily routines to enhance children's development in different areas. We'll start with physical development and health. Gardening offers learning opportunities on nutrition and can encourage healthy eating habits. Research shows that children who participate in gardening activities are more likely to eat fruits and vegetables. Natural environments can provide unique and interesting ways to develop motor skills, both fine and gross. Consider what it takes to run up a slope, balance on a log, or pick up a seed. Time spent outdoors and in natural settings can increase levels of physical activity, and this helps to decrease obesity in young children. Next, we'll look at how outdoor play spaces are rich environments for social and emotional development. When children are outdoors, they often engage in a greater variety of interactions and form new friendships. Also, research findings show that engaging with natural elements may help children be less impulsive and get better with directing their attention to a task.
The roots. Teacher, this is our room.
Young children are fascinated and curious about the natural world. Nature-based learning can support children's approaches to learning in many ways. Growing plants and watching seasonal changes helps develop persistence and attentiveness. Nature leads children to seek new information. It inspires art projects, or it can even be a medium for creative expression. Nature-based learning is full of opportunities to practice expressive and receptive language skills. Conversations about nature can contain new vocabulary words for children to easily learn. The concrete definitions or examples are right there in front of them. Fiction and nonfiction books about the natural world help children develop appreciation and knowledge of books, as well as practice alphabet knowledge and phonological awareness. When weather permits, events including literacy night can occur outdoors.
So we need to match Henry up to see if he's taller or shorter. You ready to count?
Of course, we can't forget about math, counting, patterns, geometry, and spatial sense, and the scientific method. Hands-on activities with nature encourage children to explore, compare and contrast different elements, and learn new information about plants, animals, weather, and other parts of nature.
Oriel, you're right. It does feel like a pumpkin.
What's in here?
You can engage children in social studies when you place local artifacts, art, or plants indigenous to the area in the outdoor play space.
I found a berry right there.
Discuss how they relate to history, culture, and the environment. Take children on field trips to local parks, gardens, and farms. They can discover nature in their own community.
Who has a memory about what we did at the farm? Leah.
A tomato. Wow. Look at it.
Now, let's review what we've covered about nature-based learning. Research provides a strong case for incorporating nature into learning activities. Giving children ways to experience, move, and interact with the outdoors not only improves health and well-being, it also leads to better academic outcomes. Nature can be used to address the 5 core domains of the school readiness framework: physical development and health, social and emotional development, approaches to learning, language and literacy, and cognition and general knowledge. Nature supports learning in all the domains, and it's fun for children. Whether it is exploring in the woods, making new friends, or learning more words, nature can be the source of better outcomes for children. For helpful resources and more information, please visit the Nature-Based Learning and Development page on your screen. Get started today. The children are waiting to play, explore, and learn outside.
I want to highlight some of the things shown and talked about in the video. Some of them we've already covered, and some are new. First of all, spending time outside can enhance a child's health and readiness for indoor school activities. We've talked about this a bit, and as I have already mentioned, there are some examples of the ever-increasing research that supports this assertion available to you in the References and Resources section at the bottom of this webpage. The video focuses on gardening as a way to get kids active outdoors and create meaningful connection with other living beings like plants, worms, insects. And gardening can definitely be a form of play. Plus, it offers opportunities to learn about nutrition and encourages healthy eating habits. And a school garden can certainly be one solution to the issue of food deserts. If this interests you, there are so many terrific curriculum offerings related to gardening. And also, be willing to start small with, say, some potted plants outside your classroom. Or connect with the administration or grounds and maintenance folks. for some collaboration on where some food planting could be possible. Remember that asking for help and cultivating partnerships is crucial to affecting systems changes. Another item from the video that we've already touched on is motor skills, which are enhanced by things like climbing, balancing, and manipulating things of different sizes, like tiny seeds and small rocks, or big sticks and boulders. The opportunities to support motor skills development through outdoor activities and loose parts play are countless. The video also talked about how engaging with natural elements can help children, and we also know adults, to be less impulsive and more focused. We talked about this earlier and even practiced it with our mindful movement exercise. The video doesn't say why, though. What do you think? Well, I'll share that one thing science tells us is that sunlight helps keep our serotonin levels up, which raises energy and keeps a person's mood calm, positive, and, you guessed it, focused. I wouldn't be surprised if oxygen levels in fresh air and those friendly microorganisms we talked about earlier also play a role in supporting focus and calm. The video shows how nature inspires and leads children to seek new information. When their curiosity is piqued by an ever changing landscape of different weather and seasonal shifts, once again, possibilities for extended learning become endless. And of course, there's language acquisition through experiential learning. The fact that examples are in front of students when we're playing and learning outdoors supports language development through learning new vocabulary. Now write down 2 to 3 outdoor play and learning options you want to consider incorporating with your students. Think about your experiences as a child. Think about your goals for outdoor play and learning. Start small and have fun with your students. Hopefully, seeing some examples of outdoor active play and learning in action has inspired you. I'll share some more ideas in the next lesson.